In business, there's this huge question. Is it better to be the bold pioneer, the one who charges in first, or the smart follower who learns from the pioneer's mistakes? Today, we are diving deep into the high-stakes world of the first mover advantage. It's a strategy that can build absolute empires, or, well, lead to total ruin. So let's get into it. I mean, really think about it. It's a fundamental choice, right? Do you want to race into the complete unknown, or do you let someone else take all the arrows and clear the path for you? We're about to break down what it really means to be first, what you stand to gain, and just how much you can lose. So it all kicks off with this massive leap of faith. The decision to jump into a market that no one's even proven exists, that isn't just a product launch. No, that's a high-stakes bet on a future that isn't even here yet.
Now, look at this definition closely. The key word here isn't certainty, it's novelty. See, a first mover isn't defined by having all the answers. They're defined by their guts, their willingness to act on shaky, incomplete data, and to throw something new out there to grab value before the rest of the market even knows a game is being played.
In this first move, it's not about building a slightly better candle. It's about inventing the light bulb. It's a fundamental shift that completely reframes the entire problem. And that one little spark can make the skills, the assets, the entire business model of established giants totally irrelevant. Overnight. Okay, so you've made the leap. Now what? The game completely changes. It's not about the idea anymore. Now it's about pure, relentless speed and execution in what is basically an empty, uncontested field. And believe me, the clock is ticking. This opportunity, it doesn't stay open forever. There's a very limited window to make your move before competitors catch on and the advantage just evaporates. This forces a strategy called blitz scaling, and that means you prioritize speed over everything else. Even if it's messy, even if it's inefficient, you just have to move now. So what does that frantic push actually look like? Well, it's a total land grab. The goal is to capture everything that matters before anyone else can even get started. You're grabbing market share, you're securing key suppliers and resources, you're locking down how the product gets to customers, and you're building that critical first group of users. You're not just building a company, you're claiming an entire territory. And this quote right here, it just nails the psychology of it. Success creates more success. When you grow fast, you create what's called social proof. Suddenly, investors, partners, and customers, they all see you as the inevitable winner, and they rush to join you, which just makes your lead even bigger. It's like a snowball effect. Okay, so you've seized the open field. Now the really hard part begins. You have to defend it. This next phase is all about turning that early, frantic lead into a durable, long-term fortress, what we call an economic moat. These are the bricks you use to build that fortress. First movers work hard to build barriers that make it incredibly difficult or just way too expensive for anyone else to even try to compete. They might get friendly regulations passed, lock up the only suppliers, or just get so big that their costs are impossible for a newcomer to match. They're basically terraforming the market to be super hostile to anybody who shows up late to the party. And you know, one of the sneakiest, most powerful moats? It's all in our heads. By making it a real pain for customers to leave, I mean, think about the hassle of switching your main bank account. You create this powerful status quo bias. Even if a competitor shows up with a slightly better product, the sheer effort it takes to switch is often enough to keep your customers right where they are. It's powerful stuff. And here's another huge advantage, something you just can't buy. The first mover gets to climb the learning curve while everyone else is still at the bottom. They make the early mistakes, they find the hidden efficiencies, and they build this deep knowledge that becomes part of the company's DNA. That kind of expertise has to be earned, mistake by mistake. So if a first mover plays all their cards right, they get the ultimate prize. They go from being just a pioneer and explorer to becoming the undisputed market authority. They don't just play in the market anymore, they define it. This right here might be the most powerful force in modern business, network effects. Simply put, the service gets more valuable for everyone as more people join. Think about a social network. Why are you on it? Because all your friends are on it. It creates this incredible gravitational pull, sucking in more and more users until it becomes the center of its universe, a true winner-take-all situation. And when you're the authority, you literally get to set the standards. On one side, you define what quality even means, usually in a way that plays to your strengths. And on the other, you set the technical rules of the road, locking the entire industry into your way of doing things, your technology, your architecture. It really all comes down to this. A truly successful first mover doesn't just play the game better than everyone else. They reach a level of power where they get to write the rulebook for the entire industry. But, and this is a huge but, like we said at the beginning, this is a double-edged sword. For every incredible success story we hear about, there are countless untold stories of pioneers who crashed and burned. So let's look at the true stakes of being first. The upside is just mind-boggling. Markets often give first movers what's called a growth premium. They value them not on what they are today, but on what they could become. This massive valuation becomes a weapon, giving them access to tons of cheap capital to grow even faster. But, and you knew this was coming, it is without a doubt the single riskiest position you can possibly take in business. For every pioneer that claims the territory, so many more perish alone in the wilderness. Why? Because the pioneer carries all the burdens that the followers get to just watch and avoid. You have to solve all the technical problems for the very first time. You have to navigate a world with no clear regulations, totally flying blind. You have to spend a fortune educating a market that doesn't even know it has a problem yet. You are basically paying to make the world less uncertain for everyone who comes after you. So how do you even survive that? Well, this quote gets right to the heart of the mindset you need. To make it as a pioneer, you need a culture that sees failure not as a defeat, but as data. Every screw-up, every failed experiment, it's not the end. It's just valuable information that tells you what to do next. Which leaves us with this final big question. Now that you understand the massive rewards and the absolutely existential risks, which path makes more sense? Is it better to be the pioneer, the one who ventures into the total unknown to draw the map for everyone else? Or is it smarter to be the settler, the one who waits for those roads to be paved before coming in to build a city? The answer to that? Well, that defines everything.